Why go to the gym, you may ask? If you want to increase testosterone production, build muscle, lose fat, be respected by those around you, have an attractive body, become stronger, have a good night of sleep, increase your life expectancy, and be a happier individual overall, the gym is for you. My personal experience with the gym was quite simple actually. I had a lot of time during my winter holidays in December of 2021, and I thought, what should I do? I realized that the best thing to do right now was go to the gym, as my father had encouraged me, because I had a bunch of free time which I was just spending on video games. And when I started going to the gym, I noticed it was so much fun, to the point where I'd go twice a day, every day. And each time I went, it was at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. I know that might sound excessive. You don't have to do that, obviously, but I'm just telling you my own experience. So if you have a bunch of free time, or even if you don't have a bunch of free time, but you don't seem to be enjoying what you're doing that time, you should be going to the gym. The gym will not only improve your mood, it will make you healthier, and it will make a good use of that time. When it comes to going to the gym, my main piece of advice is just show up. No matter what type of workout you do, just show up. Break the workout down into steps. Okay, first you have to get to the gym, then you have to walk to the reception, then you have to walk to the machine, then you have to do 1 rep. Break it down into simple steps. Do not make this hard on yourself. To improve your experience, you could go with a friend. You should. This is not up for debate. You need to bring headphones, because I promise you, you will not enjoy your experience at the gym. Or what you can do is, maybe if you're doing some sort of cardio, you can use an iPad or your phone to just watch a podcast or a documentary or whatever it may be. Something to keep you busy during cardio, you can bring that, but ideally I would just recommend music, because that's the best thing. As for days where you don't feel like going to the gym, what I would recommend is still go, but do a less intense workout. So what you want to do is, let's say your normal workout's an hour, but you're really not feeling like going this day. Like today you didn't get much sleep last night due to some obligation, or you were up late at night working. Go for half an hour. You will not only feel better, but you will also feel well exercised, and you will not be guilty that you did not go to the gym that day. For those of you who may feel embarrassed going to the gym, remember, we all start somewhere. For basic rules, you can be respectful towards others at the gym. Always re-rack your weights and don't hog machines. As you start exercising, keep in mind whether you are fat, skinny, or skinny fat, do not start with cardio first. There are studies proving that both weightlifting and cardio will produce similar results in amount of calories burned. Hence, you should start with the weights, because they are better for building your muscles, and cardio is better for finishing off. For cardio, you should ideally do it at a totally different time in the day, so you are not fatigued during your weight training session, or you can do it completely after your weight training session, as that will also be optimal. You will save time. You should start off with the muscle you would like to grow the most. Make sure you lift an appropriate amount, and do not ego lift at all. The last thing you want to do is ego lift. Ego lift is essentially lifting more than you actually can, because when you ego lift, the only thing you're doing is sidetracking your progress, increasing your chance of injury, building less muscle, and overall looking like a complete idiot. Focus on doing slow reps. I would suggest as a beginner you should do 3 sets of 10 reps. A set is the amount of times you do a certain number of reps. So 3 sets of 10 reps is doing 10 reps 3 times. Reps is the number of repetitions you do for each exercise. I hope that's cleared up your concepts for terminologies in the gym. You should also make sure your form is correct. You can do this either by asking a trainer for help or watching a YouTube video online on how you can perform that exercise correctly. Please adhere to your form, because if you do not adhere to your form, you may have an injury, and you may build a habit of doing the wrong form continuously, which will later on impact your physical training. During your exercise, I would recommend completely avoid using your phone at all. All it will do is give you cheap dopamine hits, which will harm your progress. Stay away from your phone. You should also change your mindset on how exactly the pain is working for you. Make sure it's not a sharp pain. If it's like a squeeze type of pain, like when you're bringing the bar down, you can feel the squeeze. That is the pain you should be aiming for. Keep that pain as long as you can. Do slow reps with good form, and you will build a lot of muscle. As for the amount of rest you should be doing between your sets, you should be ideally taking 90 to 120 seconds. I usually like walking around the gym during my rest, because number one, I'm not sure exactly what to do sitting down, and number two, I also get my steps done. I will discuss 10,000 steps a day in a different video on how you can improve your fitness as a whole. as well as burn more fat. So if you want to burn more fat, 10,000 steps, I'm just giving this tip right here. It's the best thing you can do. Before we start with the exercise, I would really like to emphasize on ego lifting. I used to ego lift a lot when I started. Matter of fact, not even when I started, throughout my journey, I could see a lot of times where I was simply ego lifting. I was lifting more than I could. Yes, I was doing maybe 6 reps, but I was doing it fast. A few of the reps had bad form, and I just wanted to prove myself that I was strong. This is the worst thing you can do for your gains. If you want to build muscle, I recommend do not ego lift. I am extremely serious about this. I could have been 3 times the size I am right now if I had not ego lifted. All I did was sidetrack my progress as I felt my left shoulder was constantly in pain. All I did was not squeeze my muscles enough. My muscles were not growing because I was simply not putting enough tension on them. The short amount of tension I put when I was doing the reps extremely quickly, they are not effective. I am serious. Please do not do ego lifting. The one thing you should do if you go to the gym is focus on not ego lifting. Do slow reps, good form, make the most out of every minute you spend in the gym. Don't waste your time like I did. I've recently learned about how ego lifting is terrible for your muscle gain, and now I've actually noticed much more muscle growth than ever before, despite being later on in my fitness journey. So in conclusion, stay away from ego lifting. Now as a beginner, I would recommend that you do a full body exercise. What I mean is every single time you go, do every single muscle group. Don't split it in the push-pull legs, the Arnold split, or the bro split. You may not know what that is, or even if you know what it is, I recommend you go to that in your intermediate stage. And right now, I feel that will just be confusing for you. It may be tiring, and I do not feel it would be the best for you right now. So now I will go over a bunch of exercises you can use for each muscle group, and all of this will add up to about 8 exercises or 7 depending on which ones you choose, and I hope you enjoy it. For your chest, there are several exercises I would like to touch upon. So first is the barbell bench press, then there's the dumbbell bench press, then there's the incline barbell bench press, then there's the incline dumbbell bench press, then there's the chest dip. Now the chest dip, please be cautious with this exercise. I find this quite confusing even for me. So for you, it would be best if you would stay away from this exercise, or if you would really like to do it, I suggest watch the YouTube video exactly how to do chest dips, because there are chest and tricep dips. We want to focus on the chest one, machine flies, etc. Now I would recommend you do a different exercise each day. So let's say you're going 4 times a week. First day you do incline barbell bench press. Second day you do incline dumbbell bench press. Third day you do barbell bench press. Fourth day you do dumbbell bench press. So by this way you target almost all the muscles, and this is almost. In my intermediate video I will hopefully target all the muscles. Right now we just want to get you started with some initial growth. These exercises should do that for you. It should work on your upper, lower and mid chest. Or if that's too confusing, what I would suggest is maybe you could do the same exercise for all 4 days. You want to do the dumbbell bench press all 4 days? Go ahead. Whatever's simple for you. Maybe you do it 2 days dumbbell bench press and 2 days incline dumbbell bench press. Whatever floats your boat. Remember, you right now just need to get started in the gym and make it a habit. Right now, we are just focusing on this. Do not take it to such an extreme level that it scares you and makes you want to quit. Now for your back, there's a variety of exercises you can choose from. First, there's a normal pull-up, there's a chin-up, there's a wide grip pull-up, there's a lat pull-down, there's a single arm cable row, there's a single arm lat pull-down. There's so many exercises you can choose from. Follow the same protocol as the previous muscle group. Now for your triceps, there are a bunch of exercises you can choose from as well. First, there's the tricep push-down, there's the tricep pull-down. There's the close grip bench press. Now, close grip bench press, please be careful with this exercise. Be careful with each arm being at the same length as each other. So basically, you don't want to make sure like one arm is higher while you're bringing it down, because this can cause a serious injury to your shoulder. You won't be able to lift as well for weeks. So please be careful with this one. Now there's also the tricep dip you can do. Tricep dip, once again, I'm saying please be careful with the form, because you could be training chest, or you could even injure yourself if you're not doing this exercise correctly. You can also do dumbbell skull crushes and barbell skull crushes, etc. Follow the same protocol as the previous muscle groups. Now for your quads, and please take your legs seriously. I see many people to this date who have been going to the gym for a while who do not train their legs. If you do not train your legs, I think you're a loser. And I'm not kidding. Please train your legs. You need to have a well-rounded physique. Don't have your upper body all big and then your lower body all small. You need to have a balanced, proportionate physique. Also understand that training your legs will increase testosterone. More leg mass you have through building muscle, the higher your maintenance calories go, so the more you can eat. Please take your legs seriously. It is important. I personally love legs. I don't know why people don't enjoy it. I think it's when you make it too complicated. What I would suggest is choose from these exercises, with my favorite ones being the squat and the leg extension. You can have your own opinion, but yeah. So these are exercises you can choose from. The barbell squat, the dumbbell squat if that's too challenging, and even the bodyweight squat if that's too challenging. Remember, there's no shame in dropping down. What's important is you're doing the work. Then there's fourth, leg extension. Then there's the leg press, which I believe is the easiest for beginners. That's how I start, because you can choose any weight from it, so it's the easiest in my opinion. And then there are also hack squats, etc. Follow the same protocol as the previous muscle groups. Now for your hamstrings, there are not many exercises you can do, but you can choose from these. Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells, Romanian deadlifts with the barbell, and sumo squats, etc. I also believe your hamstrings are targeted from other quad exercises, so don't worry about the little number of hamstring exercises. Follow the same protocol as the previous muscle groups. Now for your glutes, I believe you've already covered them through the other leg exercises, but if you really want to push further with your glute development, I would recommend doing hip thrusts. Now for your calves, might I say the most important muscle group you should be working on, because these are the most difficult to develop. You should be doing standing barbell calf raises. On the leg press, use your calves to press. So like just put your toes and like press. The seated calf raises and the standing calf raises. And the fifth one, what I would recommend is the best exercise, is walking / jogging / running. I believe this has worked the best for me. It's the easiest, and if you notice, many of the people who do these activities, they have very big calves due to their constant repetition. But what I would recommend is do not overdo it. For example, if you want to go walking, do it maybe 5 times a week. Don't do it every single day, because you won't have time to build muscle in your calves then. Follow the same protocol as the previous muscle groups. Now I should say those exercises should bring your total up to about an hour. If that's too much for you, maybe reduce the number of exercises, or you can just reduce the number of sets. What I would recommend is reduce the number of sets, because ideally we want to be targeting all those muscle groups, but only if this is too much time for you. What I would still recommend is this isn't much in my opinion. I do about 2 hours nowadays, but if it's too hard, of course, you can lower it. Do not make this such a difficult thing to the point of which you do not even want to start going to the gym. Make it a fun, enjoyable process for you. Once you've been going to the gym for about a month or 2 and you are confident that you are in the habit of going to the gym, I would recommend you should watch my intermediate video, which I'll be uploading soon. That will cover the bro split, the push-pull leg split, the Arnold split, and many other splits you could possibly take on once you would like optimal muscle growth, as this is not the most ideal one. The full body workout was just designed to be beginner friendly. And I guess that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've got you at least a foot in the gym, and I hope you work hard. Have a good day and enjoy.